Okay, so I heard that this is really funny. He's talking about coffee here, but I don't know in what way. Let's check this out. Find out.
Mr. President, about 90% of my personal philosophy is don't hurt someone unless they're trying to hurt you.
Okay.
Don't take other people's stuff
Okay.
and leave me alone.
All sounds good.
I believe in free will.
Sounds good.
I believe God gave us all free will. With that free will goes responsibility.
Okay.
I don't need government to tell me how to live my life. It doesn't mean I don't support reasonable rules and regulations and laws, but I don't need government to micromanage my life. That's what I mean when I say leave me alone.
All sounds good so far.
Earlier this month, it might have been the last part of last month, I noticed that Secretary Kennedy started talking about coffee. Particularly, he mentioned Starbucks coffee. Now, I voted for Secretary Kennedy to be the president's choice. I like Secretary Kennedy. I don't agree with everything that Secretary Kennedy has said and done. We have some differences. I use a toilet seat to sit on. I won't go any further on that. But one of the things I support Secretary Kennedy on is trying to make the American people more cognizant about what they're eating. Not to tell them what they can eat and drink, but to make them aware. And so I heard Bobby talking about Starbucks coffee.
Okay.
Pretty popular. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he commented on how bad it is for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I scratched my head and said, I'm going to look into this. So I did. This is a cup of Starbucks coffee. I know that doesn't give you any frame of reference, but I checked the most popular Starbucks coffee drink.
Oh yeah, the calories are through the roof. Through the roof. And I think that coffee, especially if you don't get it organic, if you do not get it organic, that coffees are heavily sprayed with pesticides. I'm trying to recollect what I've read. Also, they will add synthetic caffeine, though it already includes caffeine, synthetic caffeine to coffees that are not organic. And I mean, as far as getting a Starbucks coffee, depending, like if you don't get it just black, like first of all, I wouldn't get it unless I had nothing. I was kind of like looking for something to give me a little pep in my step, and I wasn't home and I wasn't near anywhere that sold any organic coffee. But if I'm just like, just give me a small black coffee, like I could take that, maybe put some organic sugar in it or something, and But anyway, because it's just, if you look at what comes in stuff that's non-organic, and you can't even trust all organic stuff, because depending on how it's also processed, that can cause a problem for you. So, but you're better going organic than going conventional. Yeah, I heard about how bad these coffees are. Let's see him break this down.
Is a caramel macchiato.
Macchiato.
Caramel
macchiato.
I don't know what that is. I haven't had it. I generally don't drink coffee that takes 10 or more words to order.
Yeah, Scarlo put me down on a couple of drinks, and they were really good. But when I found out, I was like, yo, I didn't know they were that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that bad?
But I'm told that it's most Starbucks most
Sugar? A lot of sugar.
popular drink is the caramel macchiato. It will cost you at Union Station. Here is a macchiato cup from Starbucks. I'm told it will cost you $6.88 to buy large caramel macchiato at Union Station. Now, again, I'm not telling people what to drink or how to spend their money, but I will tell you, if you want to come by my office, you can get coffee for free. It won't be a caramel macchiato.
I worked with a girl who would go all day on Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and she would get a giant iced coffee. And she would get it, I think, she would refill, so she would get it like twice a day. And I was just like, what? Especially because back then when I was working, doing security, selling security systems, like I was into the whole organic thing and, learning, still learning and learning and learning. And when I found out that she drank that bad coffee, oh my God, I was just like, oh man, like people don't know how bad a lot of the food is today. You're so used to eating it, and you don't realize that a lot of the issues that you get come from the food that you eat. The majority of it does. And people just don't get it. Then when they're told not to eat it, they have an emotional attachment to it. So it's really hard for people to stop. People get angry. People get offended, at what, you're saying what they eat is bad or what they drink is bad. Like it's a whole ordeal. It's like getting a drug addict off of whatever it is they're on.
But it's pretty dang good coffee. But be that as it may. So I said, I've got to look into what's in a caramel macchiato.
Macchiato.
Here's what's in a caramel macchiato. Milk, brewed espresso, vanilla syrup. I didn't know what vanilla syrup was.
See, because I'm thinking all this right now. When you get non-organic, non-raw organic dairy, just go down the rabbit hole of what dairy is today versus what it used to be. They used to deliver milk to your house, and you would have to shake it because the cream would separate, okay, and would rise to the top. You know what I'm saying? The cream of the crop. And that was healthier for you. What pasteurization does, what homogenization does to milk. Oh my God, and then what it does to you, even though it lasts much longer, but what it does to the body. Oh my God, man. Like, you guys, you got to go down that rabbit hole. And then I bet you the vanilla syrup is not organic. I bet you it's synthetic with all type of natural flavoring. And when you find natural flavoring on a label, that means chemicals. Okay? Like, there's a lot I've learned over the years of this stuff.
I found out that vanilla syrup is sugar, water, natural flavors, potassium sorbate, and citric acid. Also in a caramel macchiato is caramel sauce.
There we go.
Sense. That's why they call it a caramel macchiato. Caramel sauce is sugar, corn syrup, butter, cream, milk.
They try to tell you sugar is sugar. It's not. It is absolutely not. And the body handles sugars differently, especially when they come in fruits or whatever vegetables you're eating. When the body processes sugar that comes in the form that it's supposed to come in, not extracted from something, not separated from something. There's a reason why when you take vitamins, you're supposed to take a complex rather than taking like a vitamin B12. Not supposed to take it isolated like that. You're supposed to take a vitamin B complex. And the way it's meant to be delivered to you, you know what I mean, as close to nature as possible. That goes for vitamin C. You just don't want ascorbic acid. You want a vitamin C complex, the way it was meant, as close to how it was meant to come in nature. So I choose to eat the majority of what, I need, but I will have supplements to reinforce that, or if I feel I may not be getting enough specifically of something. Okay, so keep going.
Salt. Also, cream, milk, and salt. Corn syrup, butter.
Yeah, corn syrup. Yeah, that's what I meant with that, with the whole sugar thing. Current corn syrup, man. You look up what high fructose corn syrup does to you.
Cream, milk, and salt.
People wonder why they're diabetic. And
Also,
it's in
in a
everything.
caramel macchiato is water, heavy cream, not fat, dry milk, natural flavors, salt, mono and digicellarides, I probably mispronounced that, soy and lecithin, probably mispronounced that too.
Look at what soy's doing to people.
But I don't know what the hell it is anyway, and sulfites. Now, not to put too fine a point on it, but in a caramel macchiato, there are 310 calories. 80 of those calories come from fat. The total fat in a caramel macchiato is 9 grams. Saturated fat is 6 grams.
You want to go down the rabbit hole of fats and how much the body actually needs good fats. Good fats. And how good saturated fat actually is for the body. And the whole convolution of what has happened over the years of how they used to tell you that, first of all, people were always cooking with butter or using butter. Then they tell you margarine. And then we've gone back to butter. The reason why is because of margarine. Oh, listen, I could talk all day about this stuff. You got to do your research on all of it. Okay? And that's the reason why you'll find people with cholesterol and saturated fat. Like they'll eat a lot of saturated fat and have very high cholesterol, but their veins and arteries are perfectly clean, unharmed, no problems, no buildup, because it's what type of foods they're eating that contain these things. Your body makes hormones out of cholesterol. It repairs itself with cholesterol. And what they'll tell you is if you're having cholesterol clogs, it's because your arteries and veins are being damaged and the body's using the cholesterol to actually repair them. The reason why you get the clog is because you're constantly hurting your veins or arteries and they're constantly being repaired. So the cholesterol blockage is really a huge, massive scar tissue in a way. And yeah, if you keep your cholesterol low, you won't get that clog, but you'll still damage them and your body won't have the material to repair them. So what do? You make sure you're eating the right foods that don't damage the arteries. That way your cholesterol won't be used to patch it because they'll always be healthy and you'll never get it all plugged up like that. And you wait till you find out the stuff that actually damages your arteries and veins. And you'll be like, I thought that was good for you. Yeah, well, it is good for you if you have it processed properly. Or if you drink it raw. Or if it's took me years to learn a lot of this stuff.
Cholesterol, 35 milligrams. Sodium, 190 milligrams. Whoa, Nelly. Total carbohydrates, 44 grams. Protein, 13 grams. And caffeine, 150 milligrams. Of the carbohydrates, the total 44 grams of carbohydrates, the sugar got my attention. 42 grams of that are sugar. That's about 85% of your recommended daily sugar intake. So
Let me tell you what happened to me one time. So on my juicing journey, I mean juicing, not gear, not peace. Okay, as Coach Greg would say. But I bought some red grapes and I juiced them in a juicer, in a masticating juicer. Basically crushes and squeezes all the juice out. Drank it down. The very next day, I had a rash all over my face that I usually got from eating too much cake or candy or junk food. And I didn't understand what the problem was. I was like, oh, I thought juicing was good for you. Yeah. And you got to do it right and you got to juice the right things. And you can't juice too much of certain things because the sugar content could be so high that your body can't process it properly. It's overburdened. So it's taken in like something like soda or these fake fruit juices or candy or cake and a lot of these other junk foods that have high sugar in them. And a doctor told me that basically I developed a rash. It was a side effect of affecting my liver. My liver couldn't really process all the sugar properly and other body parts too. So I noticed one time I decided to blend the same amount of red grapes. No problem. No problem at all. Guess what? Because I didn't remove the fiber. The fiber in fruits and vegetables has your body slowly digest sugar rather than quickly. It's not spiked. It's not overburdened. You don't have any problems like that. So you got to watch what you're juicing and how much you're juicing.
Of these, you've gotten 85% of the amount of sugar that you're supposed to take in for the day. Fat intake, one of these provides you with 30% of your recommended daily saturated.
See, a lot of you know saturated fat, you get the right fats. That's what helps you keep you looking young. That's what's in the buccal fat and the fat in your face. That's the reason why certain people's faces start to look hollow as they get older, because they don't eat enough saturated fats and not enough of the right fats to keep the plumpness in their skin. They don't do it. You know what I mean? And what's known to happen to women is they start to look masculinized the older they get because they start to lose that fat in their face that gives them the soft feminine look. So they start to look hardened in the jaw and angular in the face, more like a man does. But if they kept up the right amount of fats, that wouldn't happen like that.
Fat intake and 12% of your recommended daily cholesterol intake. Again, I'm not criticizing anybody. Well, there goes the cafe machiato, caramel machiato. Grab it for me. There. Huh? I'm not telling anybody what to do or not to do. I'm just pointing out the facts. A caramel macchiato has as much sugar as 12 Chips Ahoy cookies. A caramel macchiato has as much sugar as 4 Krispy Kreme glazed donuts.
That's a lot.
A caramel macchiato.
And remember, there's no fiber. No fiber in there. So it's a sugar spike. It's a problem for the body.
The most popular drink at Starbucks has as much sugar as 2 servings of Breyer's cookies and cream ice cream. It has as much sugar as 1 Chick-fil-A brownie. And it has about as much sugar as about 50% of a medium McDonald's chocolate milkshake. You can burn off the calories, though, if you run 3 miles to burn off the calories.
3 miles.
So, again, I'm not here to tell people
He said run. He didn't say walk.
Not correct. eat or not drink. But I wanted the American
I know
people
some of y'all heard that and was like, what? 3 miles?
to the extent that they are listening and that they care to understand why I think Secretary Kennedy made the point that he made about coffee that takes 10 or more words to order, and specifically Starbucks coffee.
That reminds me of that whole Kevin Hart thing. You know, where he's doing the macchiato when he's talking about like the different stuff to put in it and and how do you want it? You know what I mean? Do you want it whipped or blended or all that stuff? I think that's what he means. People normally went, let me get a black coffee with cream, 2 sugars, and that was it, I like black coffee, but I do like coffee with cream. But one day I realized when I didn't have any cream, I put, it was just coffee and sugar. And I was like, it tastes the damn same to me. Maybe I don't know, maybe my taste buds weren't developed enough to really taste the difference between coffee with cream, coffee without cream. Like I can taste the difference, but it's not so much of a difference to me to where I'm like, I need cream in my coffee. I don't need it at all, So post your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this. Do you drink Starbucks coffee? I used to use, over time, years I've tried different things for energy in my workouts, and I actually never used pre-workoups or fat burners for that. Sometimes I would use fat burners just to get more cut, for the summer or whatever it was, the type of look I was looking for. But I remember when Jacked 3D came out. Jacked 3D I took for 2 days, and on that third day, my thyroid swelled up. I was like, no, this is, oh no. Whatever they're putting in this, oh no. And one day I just decided, at the time I wasn't a coffee drinker at all, I decided to try some organic coffee. I think I may have even made a video about it. Just look up Tyrone Magnus organic coffee. It probably will pop up. Much older video, like 10, 12 years old or something. And to me, it was the best pre-workout I've ever had. That with some, now I would use coconut sugar in it, or maybe some date sugar. I think date sugar. I've only tried date sugar once, but I think date sugar is just ground up dates. So you've got the fiber in there, you got the fruit, the actual fruit, or and I think that coconut sugar actually has fiber in it too. I think it does, but it doesn't. They don't provide a spike like regular, just granulated sugar does. Even like organic cane sugar, there's no fiber in that. So, that can still be an issue. But I'm telling you, like, I find natural alternatives for everything. Just letting you know one of my workout secrets. Try it. Organic coffee. Try that. Okay? And it's an even energy. It's not something that's going to make you all jittery and you know what I'm saying? 10 million subscribers. Woo.